like to call to order the Public Improvement Commission hearing of April 25th, 2019. First item are the hearing minutes. At the request of the Public Improvement Commission staff, the acceptance of the minutes of the PIC hearing held on April 11th, 2019. Any questions or comments on the minutes from April 11th? All right. I'll entertain a motion on this item.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from the April 11th PIC hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Moving on to our utility pole hearing on a joint petition by Verizon New England Inc. and Eversource Energy to relocate one utility pole on Hallett Davis Street in Dorchester to be located on its westerly side at address number 31, generally between Milton Street and Cedar Grove Street. Morning.
Morning. Hi, Sherry Story here on behalf of Verizon.
Chanel Grant here on behalf of Eversource.
We're here this morning to support a petition for the relocation of a pole on Hallett Davis Street in Dorchester. The abutters have been notified, and I'm here to take any questions that you might have.
What's the reason for the movement?
The construction of a driveway at number 31. The pole, the anticipated location would be 7 feet northerly, still in front of 31 Hallett Davis Street. In support of the construction of a new driveway.
Got it. Okay, so the same parcel, same
Yes.
butter, just moving 7 feet
Exactly.
in one direction. Okay. Questions or comments on this? Stop. You're good? Yeah. All right, members of the public? All right, I'll entertain a motion on this item.
I'll make a motion to join the joint petition by Verizon New England and Eversource Energy to relocate one utility pole on Hallett Davis Street, Dorchester, as read into the record by the chair.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to our public hearing continue. Our first item is on a petition by Cellco Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless for a grant of location with lead company status and no participants to install new telecommunication conduit with city shadow and electrical infrastructure within the following public ways in Roxbury. Locations are Melnia Cass Boulevard, generally between Sojourner Truth Court and Shaman Avenue, Tremont Street and St. Alphonsus Street. This was new business on January 17th, 2019, had its first public hearing on January 31st, 2019, had its public hearing continued for the first time on March 28th, 2019. It was as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Grant of Location Plan, Verizon Fiber, Boston, Mass, Melnia Cass Boulevard, Tremont Street, 2 sheets dated January 2019.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Michael Chimo for the petitioner here. The revised plans were submitted through Amy and Todd this morning by the engineering firm. They did find the street layout plans and adjust that run, as I understand it. So we've responded to the issues that were open. We're ready to proceed.
We had him coordinate with Pat Hoey about his Melnia Cass project to make sure that this wasn't riding on
Guys are moving, the whole system of stuff's moving.
And now they're,
That consistent.
yeah.
And sir, you should know, sir, that for some reason, the grant of location which this commission is giving you, if it still needs to be adjusted as part of the Melnia Cass project, you will have to move your assets at your expense.
Understood.
You understand that, right, sir?
I do understand that,
Thank
yep.
you so much.
Was this new streetlight coordinated with the design for the new Melnia Cass project?
Yes, so like that's what they had to do in the interim between new business and today was to make sure that this is exactly what's shown on Pat's plans and that the new conduit run doesn't, it's not riding a curb line or anything.
Okay. And again, we bring this point up all the time. The 12 by 24 handhole in the street is a maintenance issue major. Why does the handhole have to be in the street? Why can't it be run to the sidewalk and then swept into the pole?
I can bring that back to them. I don't know.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to see them in the street.
I mean, it does look like you're 2 feet off the curb line or less. So just bringing it into the furnishing zone.
Traditionally, they just park it right in the street in front of but it could ease, our street lighting handholds are right next to it on the
Right.
sidewalk, it could just be on the other side of the pool.
That would be, and I think that's a little bit of coordination with the actual final design of Melnia Cass, just to bring that conduit into the furnishing, or the handhold into the furnishing zone.
Okay.
It's only going to benefit you guys too, because we'll have you up there yearly replacing that.
Understood.
We have slightly the same issue on Tremont Street, where the handhold is in the travel lane, I believe.
Yep.
But there's a way of looking and seeing whether that can be put in the furnishing zone as well, just to easier maintenance for you, less wear and tear on the street.
I'll bring that back to them generally as an issue on all
It'd be
these.
something that we go to all DAS providers with, because I think that they're doing it just as a matter of
Out of
course.
convenience.
Yeah, well, yeah, I actually think the sidewalk will be more convenient for them.
No,
but-
convenience. Thank you.
So out of the paved right-of-way onto the sidewalk is what you're saying? Okay.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass that on.
In the furnishing zone of the sidewalk.
Very good.
Which we definitely will have on Melia Cass.
Yep.
The St. Alphonsus Tremont Street corridor, I don't know if there is.
Well, the furnishing zone is still where the lights and the
lights are,
signs and
right.
all that
In the
stuff.
first 18 inches,
Yep.
backside of the.
Yep. All right. Any other questions or comments on this? Amy or Todd? Members of the public? All right, I'll entertain a motion on this item.
I'll make a motion to approve a petition by Cellco Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless for a grant of location as read into the record by the chair and as shown in the set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, grant of location plan, Verizon Fiber, Boston, Mass, Melnia Cass Boulevard, Tremont Street, 2 sheets dated January 2019.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
And just to ask you, these were updated, there's an updated plan date on the most recent ones. That date is April 24th.
It says January 2019. Yeah.
But you have an updated plan set that you're...
Those were the updated, so it may have been in the consultant's title block that the date was updated, but in the PIC title block, it should say January 2019.
It still says that? Okay, thank you. Yeah, it did say it on the consultant plan.
So that's what, so those right in the record is accurate.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to new business. Our first item is Chelsea Street, Brook Street, Morris Street, Porter Street, Cottage Street, East Boston, a grant of location on a petition by Crown Castle Fiber.
Morning, Commissioners. Mike Mancini, UC Synergetic. Petition on behalf of Crown Castle Fiber for grant of location. Lead company status, no participants. Install telecommunications conduit. Good city shadow, traditional micro trench in the following streets. In East Boston, Morris Street, Brook Street, Chelsea Street, Porter Street, and Cottage Street. Be happy to take any questions.
As we talked about before, and as we just talked about in the previous item, can you talk just a little bit about what the handholds look like, where they're located within this?
Yeah.
Let's see if we're looking at it now.
There are some on the street as I am.
At least on Cottage Street, it's, go ahead.
Looking at the Chelsea Street and Brook Street one, page 1. So there is a handhole there. We've tried to move that as far away from, being in the middle of the street as we can, and still staying away from utilities, and still staying away from any kind of crosswalks. At least that's as close as we could get without, still satisfy those two needs.
Looks like we still may be, at least with the Chelsea and Brook Street intersection, we still be actually in the crosswalk. From you can see it, way to shift that, again, out into the furnishing zone rather than into the street or the side of the crosswalk.
Amy? Yes. How do we serve? You have two petitions in front of us. One is a micro trench, the other one is a traditional. And the methodology through which you make that distinction is obviously we favor the micro trenching.
Most of this is micro trench on this.
Yes, but there's one.
Yeah. So on Porter Street.
On Porter Street.
Porter Street, they're going to go micro trench if they possibly can. If there's any kind of backbone situation, they go traditional trench. So anytime you see traditional trench, it's most likely going to be serving a backbone, which can't fit in the micro trench. That's kind of the reasoning they've proposed as why they go micro trench compared to any kind of.
So you have no participants yet. You are going to dig the street to.
Correct.
So one of the questions I have is that you're showing the run from Verizon to a handhole to be placed on the sidewalk. Then you're showing the Edison feed coming from the Edison manhole 18741. I think the electrical code does not allow for service connection to run through a handhole. It has to go directly to the pole.
So coming out of this here at that intersection from Eversource,
Yep.
and where you
Cannot go through a handhole. It has to go directly to the source.
the handhole in front of our proposed gas node, that's traditionally how we do every one of these. We have a
The electrical
handhole.
code does not allow that. A direct service connection must go directly to the source. We have to do it with our traffic signals. We do not run power connections through handholds. It goes directly to the cabinet. That's the code.
Okay.
You want to look that up.
Now, I would believe that it would just pass through the handhole in front of
Again,
the...
it has to go directly to the source, to the cabinet. It cannot pass through a handhole. Edison generally do not allow that. I mean, if they saw that, and that they know that people can get contact with their server, it's technically their service connection. They don't allow it.
Okay. So how would we...
You still have to go directly from the manhole to the bottom, to your,
Or you would have something from the electric company saying that this is what
Yes.
they want.
Okay.
The person who stamped the plans, I can't pronounce his last name, but Stephen Simhoki.
Similar.
That wonderful person, can you have him check the
Okay.
concern which Commissioner Hesworth is articulating?
Okay, and if that is, if we have some kind of letter from Eversource saying that it's okay, then that's fine also.
I'd be interested to see if they say yes.
So aside from the conventional trenching issue, the handhold issue, and the Eversource issue, other questions or comments on this? Any doubt? Members of the public? All right. Can you wrap those up in 2 weeks? Yep. Okay, all right, so we'll see you on May 9th. Okay. Thank you. That was our final item of new business, but we do have one new member of the Public Improvement Commission. That's Denise Devlin, representing Boston Water and Sewer. Welcome, Denise.
Oh, thank you.
Great to have you as a member of this body. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second. All in favor? Aye. So moved.
Just in time.
I feel like you guys are not getting the true